I visited a woman last week. She was a Bonessian and she had lived in the town as a child. She hadn't been back for about 15, 20 years. And she said to me, "A town's a sad place, isn't it? It's a dark place. It looks good on the outside sometimes, but there's just so much going on underneath that nobody knows. Heartache, pain, separation, divorce, sadness. And it's all there in our town."
Bowness is changing like everywhere else. New hospital, new school, new housing. Everywhere changes, and Bowness certainly has. The pits are all closed. The docks, once so busy, are closed. The town centre looks quieter than it used to. Of course, many of the buildings remain, and some of them live. St Andrew's Bowness, a parish church. It's been here for over 150 years, and the place is as lively as ever it was.
God intends us to have a lot of fun, whatever work we're doing for Him, and it's up to us to have it. Serious fun.
Everybody wants the freedom to live, but nobody's willing to live. Everybody wants to make a dime, but nobody.
Don't get the wrong idea. St Andrew's Bowness is a church, not a youth camp or a school or a social club. It's a church, and the heartbeat of the church is still the Sunday worship.
The heartbeat on Sunday morning is worship, yes, but I think the heartbeat is also in the many other things that are happening all through the church during the week, and also what's happening outside.
So what else is going on? Well, there's a lot, from boys' brigade and guides to a special care group for older people with Alzheimer's. St Andrews employs a permanent youth worker who teaches multimedia skills.
We're doing workshops with young people in all different aspects of multimedia because really we believe it's a good way of building relationships with young people.
I can understand that the young people can find something here that they won't be able to find elsewhere in their life, in other areas of their life, and I can understand that a lot of them in some ways will be searching for something to make their life more worthwhile or make their life more fulfilled. So I like to share with the young people because that's what I've found.
Also, I believe that young people need to be loved. They need to know that they're loved, and we as Christians believe that we're called to love one another. We don't do it because we grudge it. We don't do it because we have to. We want to do it. We want to love people unconditionally in practical ways. So if working with a young person, teaching them a video skill, doing a Bible study with them, going 10-pin bowling with them, ice skating, Alton Towers, canoeing, all host of different things. We just want to say to our community and to the young people that we value you, you are of value, and that there is a God who loves you.
There's a generation who are not youth who are starting to come back to the church. And like me, I only started attending this church 4 or 5 years ago because I'd looked at all sorts of things and tried to find God in all sorts of things. But I found God here, where I hadn't looked.
Here is a way that you can become a better employee, you can become a better husband, a better wife, by beginning to put Christ at the centre of your life and becoming and learning to love
Not being from Bowness, it's a different community for me, so it's been good for the children, building up friendships and socialising, and come along to the toddler group, and that's good. We both benefit from that, I suppose. The children benefit from playing and making new friends, and I benefit also from making new friends and making connections in the church, which suits us both.
I enjoy coming down to the Bowness Mother and Toddlers group on a Wednesday because you get a chance to meet other mums with young children, and it's a good excuse of having a chocolate biscuit.
Okay. And what brought us here initially was the King's Club summer school or summer session. The first time the kids came here, they raved about how welcome they were made feel. So we came along on the Sunday, and from one service we became almost part of the fixtures.
A few months ago, maybe 6 or 7 months ago, I wrote a little article in the journal, in my weekly column, and I said that I was going to one day put a sign outside St Andrew's Church, and it said, "Only sinners can come in here." And there's a beautiful story about this. You know, one lady phoned me up and said, you know, I would like to come to church, and I'd like my baby baptised. And as we started to talk, you know, she said to me, "I really want to start coming back to church again." And she said, "My husband and I thought maybe we wouldn't be accepted." And after he read your article in the journal, he said to me, "Hey, then we can go to that church because it's only for sinners." we actually, you know, we fulfil the requirements that's required for that church. And I think that's what we're really saying to people, is we're a church that's open to everyone.
It's a need that I found in myself maybe 2 years ago. It was just something that I was missing, really, and that's why I decided to come. I found what I was expecting and a lot more.
I believe I can help others by working with the congregation where I may not be able to do it myself. I put in an offering. The offering on its own may not be much, but put together with others it can amount to much, and we believe that we can help others through the work in the congregation.
There is more to St Andrew's Church. Last year, cyclists from the church raised thousands of pounds cycling round Scotland, worshipping in the ancient cathedrals as they went. But worshipping, as we always do in St Andrews, in the most up-to-date way.
We think we've got to bang our head against the wall and say, "Give me the Spirit, God. I'm persistent, give me the Spirit." They misunderstand, and that's not what it's about at all.
Well, I think people haven't changed, and the message of the church hasn't changed. And I mean, there's a deep need within men and women's lives. People are searching for more. Because you have a bigger car or because you have a better house. Well, what do you do when you've got the bigger car and the better house? You look around and say, "But there must be more." And relationships is the thing that people are trying to struggle with today. That's the big issue today. And come as you are, but don't expect to stay the way you are. Expect to be changed by God's grace and by God's love. Not by anything we do to you, but just by what God will do in your life as you start to come and worship Him and encounter His presence and His power.
There must be more. There is more. St Andrew's Parish Church in Bowness is a place to surprise yourself by finding out how much more there actually is. Not just how much more there is to us and to the church that you may have thought, but also how much more there is to you and for you.
That title, "There Must Be More," is a wonderful title because it begins to explain what God has for us. There is always more to God. You can never exhaust Him. There is always more. More for you. More for you. And just when you think you've sussed it all out, God says, "No, there's more." Why don't you think more about that? And if you've been fed up with the church and you've been despondent and you felt, "I'm not going back there again," because you think you know it all. Maybe you need to begin again and realise there's more. God's got more.